Just like there's a long list of liberal celebrities who swear they'll go if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday. I guess she flew back from Tajikistan.
It's amusing to watch Bill Maher take aim at woke celebrities. The comedian and talk show host has built a reputation for exposing Hollywood's contradictions, and this time he's targeting stars who publicly champion certain causes while ignoring the fallout. There's a certain satisfaction in seeing him puncture the self-importance of fame, all with his trademark.
In 2016, Eddie Griffin said, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." Apparently very slowly, because in Trump's 4 years, he only got as far as Van Nuys. George Lopez once said that if Trump won, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. George Lopez still here.
Whit Maher's latest roast makes it clear he hasn't gone after Hollywood in full force for some time, and fans are eagerly anticipating his unfiltered, no-holds-barred commentary. He zeroes in on those who publicly champion causes for moral or political reasons, but ignore the real-world consequences of their words. The result is quintessential Maher, sharp, witty, and unflinching, funny, bold, and thought-provoking all at once.
Russia just referring to the war in Ukraine as a war can get you 15 years in the fabulous prisons made famous by some of the world's most famous novels. You think America's evil because we didn't nominate Margot Robbie for an Oscar? Just wait till you get thrown out the window of your very own dream house.
Amid the laughter, Maher takes aim at political messaging that's vague or self-contradictory. For example, he mocks ads that say, "Vote for me because I hate it here," highlighting the absurdity of promoting oneself by attacking the very system one hopes to lead. The observation lands perfectly, mixing sharp humor with keen insight, leaving the audience both entertained and a bit unsettled.
Confused by this political message. Vote for me because I hate it here. Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in infant mortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation in government behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot, and we don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
In his opening remarks, Bill Maher delivered a sharp critique of America's progressive politicians and cultural figures. He argued that they shouldn't offer guidance on handling national crises if they aren't willing or able to confront those challenges themselves. Maher pointed out the ease of calling for sweeping change from the comfort of luxury homes, but he reminded everyone that words alone carry no weight. Without effort, sacrifice, and commitment, a voice is just another one lost in the crowd. Maher still praised America as a remarkable nation, resilient, though far from flawless. Yet, he emphasized that real change demands more than flashy lobbying, finger-pointing, or endless complaints. The country needs active engagement. True leadership comes from those willing to step up, tackle challenges head-on, and take responsibility instead of relying on others to do the hard work.
Maybe the problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it. 59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing.
Despite its dramatic flair, this scenario mirrors reality. Over the years, many Americans have claimed they'd abandon the country at the first sign of trouble. One of the largest waves came after Donald Trump's election, when both celebrities and everyday citizens declared, with great fanfare, that they would move to Canada in a bold act of protest. Of course, very few ever followed through. The story doesn't stop there. Some continue to threaten departure whenever the country rejects certain contemporary values, often those that defy common sense. They fantasize about leaving instead of actively contributing to their nation. Maher's point is clear. True patriotism isn't about threats or showy gestures. It's about staying, facing challenges head on, and working to make America stronger.
What, you want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? And I see conservatives in Texas are talking secession again. They have 2 bumper stickers in that state. America, love it or leave it, and we're leaving it.
Exactly. Mixed messages from politicians and celebrities can easily mislead their supporters. On one hand, they present America as a land of opportunity encouraging immigration, yet on the other, they quickly denounce the country as a disgrace and threaten to leave if things don't go their way. Consider the contradiction. If America is truly so terrible, why invite others to come here? And if it genuinely represents freedom and opportunity, why issue boycott threats every election cycle? This inconsistency shows a lack of conviction and courage. The hypocrisy is clear. As Maher rightly observed, such conflicting statements revealed the self-interest and fragility underlying their supposed principles.
A long list of liberal celebrities who swear they'll go if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday.
The irony is unmistakable. Despite their dramatic proclamations, most of these celebrities remain in America, enjoying the freedoms and comforts they claim to despise. Deep down, they know no other country can match the opportunities, platforms, and luxuries that America provides. So why make grand declarations about fleeing if Trump were to win? The answer is obvious. Genuine conviction was never there. It's all about appearances, virtue signaling, and feeding into outrage culture. Their audience feels inspired by these extravagant gestures, but the celebrities themselves stay put, benefiting from the wealth and fame that only America can offer. Maher cuts through the illusion, exposing the reality. This isn't bravery, it's a performance. And for them, image is everything.
He flew back from Tajikistan. In 2016, Eddie Griffin said, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." Apparently very slowly, because in Trump's 4 years, he only got as far as Van Nuys. George Lopez once said that if Trump won, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. George Lopez still here. And it doesn't look like the migrant traffic is going back.
For the same reason, it's hard to take famous individuals seriously when they lecture us on politics or morality. Their lives are worlds apart from ours. Shielded by wealth, they travel on private planes, live in gated communities, and know they could build a new home anywhere if life became difficult. Meanwhile, everyday Americans face real struggles, putting food on the table, juggling mortgages that keep us awake at night, and covering rent that drains our budgets. That's the stark reality for most of us. Politics isn't about boasting, it's about survival. People naturally pay more attention to leaders who tackle issues that directly impact their lives than to celebrities whose idea of hardship is a luxury resort vacation. Simply put, their lectures just don't resonate.
All the TikToks telling Americans things like,
I think the new American dream is to leave.
I'm 18 years old and I escaped America.
Yeah, you don't have to escape America. That wall we're always debating isn't to keep you in.
Things start to get truly absurd at this point. Some self-proclaimed social justice advocates portray America as no better than North Korea, suggesting that Americans are trapped with no way out. The irony is almost overwhelming. In reality, few in North Korea have the freedom to pursue dreams, start families, or make a living. Most risk everything just to escape an oppressive state. Meanwhile, the United States, the very country these activists criticize, remains the world's top destination for travelers. Why? Because despite its flaws, America offers more freedom, safety, and opportunity than any other nation. Maher makes a compelling point. If America were truly so terrible, why are people from around the globe rushing in rather than fleeing?
The New Republic just ran a story about the vulnerable minorities who want to flee America, including the author, a gay man trapped in the dystopian homophobic hellscape that is New York City. I wonder if he knows that there are 66 countries where just being gay is a crime. Cute story in the news last month. Burundi's president called on his citizens to stone gay people, and not in the good way. Wow, suddenly the don't say gay law doesn't sound all that bad.
There's no denying the facts when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community. America is their sanctuary. Rarely does a country offer a more welcoming, safe, or supportive environment. Here, they enjoy legal protections, media and political representation, and freedoms of expression that are unimaginable in many other nations. They have spaces to speak freely, communities to connect with, and rights that safeguard their lives. So why all the talk of leaving? Where else could they find greater freedom? Even Europe, often seen as more progressive, has laws that fall short in fully protecting against violence, discrimination, and exclusion. Despite its imperfections, America remains one of the safest and most inclusive places for LGBTQ+ individuals. Maher's point is clear. Everything they need is already here.
In Uganda? Oh, they don't just give you a ticket for parking in the rear. You can get the penalty for it. In China, they have the penalty for almost 50 crimes. And in 13 countries, atheism is punishable by death, and 61 imposed restrictions on women's clothing, so bring a scarf. According to Amnesty International, paramilitary groups killed the government's critics in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, and arbitrary detentions are widespread in Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Nicaragua. If you're wondering how that's just like no cash bail, it's not.
As a result, nearly half of people worldwide dream of immigrating to the United States. People from across the globe are drawn to this country because of the freedoms it provides, the ability to express oneself without fear of government retaliation, the opportunity to pursue any career path, and the chance to achieve financial independence through hard work. This is the essence of the American promise. Millions risk everything to make it here for that very reason. Yet, surprisingly, many current residents fail to appreciate it. They are quick to complain and criticize the nation that offers more than any other. It's like a spoiled child discarding all their toys because a new one wasn't bought for Christmas, completely blind to the wealth and privileges they already enjoy every day.
If, for your exile, you do wind up in some comparatively luxurious place like Canada or Japan or the UK, not that they want you. At best, you'll be trading a bunch of stuff you hate about this country for a bunch of stuff you'll soon hate about your new home. It took me only 4 days in Amsterdam to learn that while I admire Amsterdam, I don't want to live there. The buildings are cramped and shaped like needles.
Bill Maher's sharp critique of the woke crowd highlights how much of today's activism is performative and surface level. Protests that rely on burning flags, vandalizing property, or blocking traffic may grab headlines, but they rarely tackle the underlying issues. Celebrities and politicians preaching from their high platforms only underscore the absurdity of accusing America of oppression while taking full advantage of its wealth and freedoms. Meanwhile, everyday Americans are busy simply getting by, paying mortgages, putting food on the table, and navigating the same roads these protesters disrupt. Maher reminded viewers that real change requires more than social media influence or empty words. It demands intellectual commitment and concrete effort. Despite its imperfections, people from all over the world still seek to come to America, not escape from it. That alone exposes the hypocrisy of those who claim otherwise. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this content, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next section.